All right, we have one more weekend check to get to. You want to hang during it, KJ? Do you have anything to do?
I'll hop. I'll let you fellas do it. I'm just honored to be in the presence of Dominic. So, I'll hang for another weekend check. About that?
You're honored to be in the presence of Dominic? The hell?
I'm here.
If you grew up in the era that I grew up playing football and college football, we're not that much difference in age, but someone who lived the dream of going on to play at Florida State, you respect that. So, again, here for it.
All right. Well, you don't need to pump up Dominic's ego anymore. That's plenty big.
Do you think you're going to get a
He's trying to get into
NCAA back check?
He's trying to get into the draft room.
Yeah, he wants to.
Exactly.
He wants to draft
out here.
He wants to shed a cheer with Jake and hug and jump up and down.
Exactly. Like, this is the pre-glazing, so then I can ask Dominic about his negative thoughts about Madison, Wisconsin, because he did trash the city in the past. So, that's just setting it up.
Why'd you trash Madison?
The same reason everybody would.
No, I think we were having a conversation about the Pac-12 going to the Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Correct.
One of the times I was on, and I was like, I said something about nobody wants to go to Madison, Wisconsin, or something.
Yeah, I don't think KJ did either.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
All right, Jake's weekend check.
Okay, so my weekend check is Saturday night. I was without kid. I had the kids most of the day Saturday. One kid all day. One kid maybe 70% of the day. And then I went and met up with our good friends Mike Soroy and Danny Bayless. Now, that's going to require an Uber.
not Danny so much as the first guy.
Well, yeah, but for me, I'm not going to drive to Dallas, and drive back or whatever. So,
do you bring a toothbrush?
I did not. I came home.
Okay.
I was home on time.
That's right, Uber.
Yeah. And I had to pick the kids up.
That's the difference between having kids.
Yeah, I had to pick the kids up at 8 a.m. So I came home and got up and did my business. But so I was leaving Southlake, the rent house, which is pretty close to where Dan lives now. And I'm not even really paying attention. I was looking at my phone. I think I was texting Danny and Soroy. And my Uber driver, I'll back it up a little bit. When I walked out, he was smoking a cigarette in front of my house, which is always kind of I mean, I don't care, but it's a play,
You're setting out a different vibe.
Yeah. So I get in the car. It smells like cigarettes, whatever.
KJ on?
Did he go?
Okay. Oh, all right. Sorry. My bad.
So,
I just didn't know.
We're on 114. This is probably 10 minutes into the ride. And he's like, I can't really place the guy's race necessarily. We hadn't really talked, but I could tell that he didn't really speak English. It didn't seem like Spanish to me. But much like the thing that I've told you my brother pointed out about gas stations, sometimes when or pretty much every time when you go into gas stations, they're just on the phone the whole time. We've all noticed this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking to.
The earpiece?
Huh?
The earpiece?
Sometimes no.
Speakerphone a lot of times.
And so he was on speakerphone and he was talking, and I don't know specifically what language he was speaking or the country of origin of the person he was talking to, but in the middle of that conversation, he's like, "Oh, no." And I'm going to do that the whole time, by the way, so YouTube, get ready. And he pulls over. And I'm like, "What the hell?" And I look in the back, and we've got a Southlake cop car, cop SUV, and the extremely hot cop, of course, who's 26. Like I told you, they all are now, tattooed up.
Oh, dude.
He comes to my side, and he asks for the guy to roll down the driver's or the passenger side front window.
Okay, yeah. You're on 114.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty clear this guy doesn't understand what's happening. So I rolled down my back window, and the guy's got his flashlight out, and it's not dark. It's 8 o'clock, 8:15 at night, and he, starts talking to the guy, and he's like, "Hey, open this door," the front passenger door. And the guy's like, I don't know. So I try to tell him, I'm like, dude, I'll open the door for you. So I open the front door, and the guy like kind of almost gets into the front passenger seat, and he's like, I need your license and registration. Confused. Did not immediately comply. So he gets his wallet out, and he just hands him his wallet.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, whatever you need, like, I'll just hand this to you. And he's like, okay, I also need your insurance. So he takes out an insurance card from the console, and the guy's like, all right, I'll be back. So he goes back to his car, and at this point, another cop car pulls up. Now, to me, 2 cop cars means somebody's probably going to jail. That's not a one. They tell him that he had sped through a construction zone. They were like, you were going 63, and he's like, speed limit 60. And they were like, yeah, but it's 40 right there. And he's super confused by this. He's like, 60.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's 40 right there. And he does not understand this at all. And so they get
speed trap-ish.
For sure. They get him out of the car. And now I'm thinking, all right, 2 police officers, you're out of the car. This dude's going to jail.
And you're, what's your play?
And I was texting Danny and Sroy, and I'm like, I don't know what I do.
You're in an Uber.
Yeah. So second cop comes up to my side, backseat, passenger side, and he's got the flashlight on me. So I just rolled down the window, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm just taking an Uber. And he was like, hey, can you get out for a second? So I get out, and they just kind of like rummage through the back seat of this car. They have him like back at their car. And they're like, all right, you can get back in. They didn't check my ID.
Doesn't seem like that's probably legal.
I mean, I just did it just because.
No, but rummaging through the car and all that.
Yeah.
And your gummy's kicking in right about now.
I was not impaired, honestly, at this point. Like, I think I had 1 beer before I left, but I was not. But I didn't. You
don't want to overdo it if you're going.
I also didn't have anything on me, so I was not like super worried about like getting out of the car. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. So I'm gonna play you a little bit of audio,
which is surprising. You weren't more lippy
because I did start. I told you I'm a changed man.
Okay.
I did start rolling a little bit, so you can hear kind of how this interaction went.
Excuse me, is this one Highlander RAV4?
So right there, he says like Highlander RAV4.
Okay.
And those are 2 different cars. So he
wait, that's the cop?
No, that's the guy, and he's driving one of those cars, but his insurance says the other of those cars. Like I think we were in a RAV4.
Yeah, okay.
But he has Highlander insurance.
Is the RAV4? No Highlander.
I know what you're saying. This is just insurance purposes, though. I know this is covered under insurance, but that license plate doesn't return to this car, is what I'm trying to tell you.
What?
So let me give this back to you.
They give them a
Mind
what?
if I open your door? Can I open this?
Now they're getting him out, and obviously he has no idea that he doesn't have to do this. And I thought about being like, bro, you definitely don't have to get out.
Because they're saying, can I do it?
Yeah.
This one.
Nope, it's fine. Just leave it closed. What I'm going to do, just stay in your vehicle a little longer. Sorry about the wait, sir. We'll get you out of here as soon as possible.
It's all good, man.
Okay.
Oh, he's apologizing to you, not to them.
Yeah. We'll go to clip 2 here. I believe this is when they came back, and I'm still very confused about what happened here because in my mind, this guy's got fake plates, right? You know, we've seen like those.
They're saying the plates don't match the car.
The plates don't match the car or the insurance.
Okay.
And we've heard a million stories like this, you know, in the last year or so that this is like a popular scam.
Yeah.
Back to the correct vehicle. So just give DMV a call. Okay.
Do you understand?
And he'll explain it all to you.
So that's why we were talking to him about his license plate if he doesn't have questions. But
you can hear me there go, he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're looking at me like, this is the reason why we took him out of the car. And they're like, do you understand? I'm like, he doesn't understand.
Give DMV a call. Okay.
Do you understand?
And he'll explain it all to you.
So that's why we were talking to him about his license plate. If he doesn't have questions.
Narrator.
He just has to yield to traffic stops that are on the side of the road. That was the reason that he
One
got
more
pulled
thing.
over. So if we
Clean
could just
that
let him know
license plate off.
Yes.
It's dirty.
So
Very dirty.
I have changed.
Okay.
So now they're starting to say that the reason that they had an issue was that his license plate is physically dirty. So the first couple times that they were like, your plate's dirty, I'm like, oh, okay. It's hot.
Ah, okay,
you
yeah.
know, it's illegal. But it doesn't make any sense to me that they would have pulled this guy over
Like it's got mud.
just because it has mud on it.
Plate off.
Yes.
It's dirty.
So
Very dirty.
I have changed.
Okay.
Change.
Thank you very
Maybe
much.
change.
Don't do it now. Later on, drop your passenger off and then clean it up. Okay.
Okay.
Here you go, sir.
چی میگم؟
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you, brother.
نه خلاص چی میگم عمر؟
And now he's been on the phone with another person.
He's still talking?
Yeah, the whole time.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Play that back, because what's he saying? What language?
I don't know. I mean.
چی میگم؟
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
Appreciate you, brother.
نه خلاص چی میگم عمر؟
Okay.
That's not Spanish, yeah.
No, it's not Spanish. Now.
So does this, they let him go?
They wrote him a ticket.
Oh, he got a speeding ticket?
Yes.
Oh, man.
But they didn't write him a ticket for any sort of like registration or plates violation. But they did write him a ticket.
I wonder if they let him go if you're not in the car.
That's honestly like
they know
when
he
I
needs...
tweeted about this, a couple people were like, they just didn't want to mess with having to deal with you. Like, do they have to take you somewhere? Do you have to call an Uber from the side of 114? Dude, we are in.
That's your white privilege. They knew that it would inconvenience you, the white man.
We are.
Although you look a little, you could be some other
What is
stuff
that?
too. I don't know. I'm just saying. If you just said you had something else in you, everybody'd be like, yeah, okay.
Fair. But we are like there are cars whizzing past us. Like we are in it's not a suburban street. We did not pull off onto somewhere else. So that might have been part of their thought too. But again, to me, two cops, they get the guy out of the car. They had him out of the car for probably 20 minutes. I'm thinking, what happens next? Like they got him out.
Yeah.
So I tried to do a little post game with him.
Oh.
You know what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
What?
Was it a registration thing or what?
No, it's the license plate is no clean. You clean. It's
It wasn't clean?
yeah.
Like it was just dirty?
Yeah.
Okay. That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty much it.
No chance.
That's what I'm saying.
No chance.
That's what I'm saying. And then he dropped me off when I met up with Danny and Troy, and he was just like, sorry.
Did you give him a nice tip to help pay for that?
I did. Oh, and there one other funny part, because I wasn't rolling at this point. When they got me out, second cop, also hot, also tattooed. I was like, man, I hope this doesn't impact my rider rating.
Funny.
And he was like, what does that mean?
Oh, get a sense of humor.
He didn't find that funny at all. So yeah, that's what happened to me on Saturday night. It added a good 45 minutes to my drive. Yeah, then I had a good time with Roy and Danny, but they were like, where were you? I'm like, man, you don't want to know.
Yeah, I feel so bad for that dude, the driver.
To be honest with you, I thought, based on the way things were going, I thought he might have been like illegal. And I don't know what that looks like, but either a stolen car or, you know, something did not seem like it was on the up and up. And he spoke 5% of English.
Yeah.
So he had no clue what they were saying to him. So the next time an Uber
That's why I
driver
feel
pulls
bad
up to
for
your
him,
house with a cigarette like half sawed off in front of your house, just know things might take a turn.
KJ, how do you feel if this was you or I sitting in the backseat? How would that have gone? Very similar?
Well, I can tell you about the one and only time I've been in a jail in Dallas-Fort Worth was pretty similar. It was like, hey, these license plates don't go to this car. And I'm like, I bought the car yesterday. I don't know what to tell you. And they're like, yeah, well, tell it to Highland Park police officer. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, would not go to the same.
You didn't drink with Soror that night?
No, you didn't get to go. No, but you have told me that breakfast there, pretty solid.
They did, Bubba's. If you're familiar with Bubba's, right off the SMU campus, they hit you up with they give you a phone, and they're like, call anybody. Take it back to your cell. They leave the door open. What's your order? It was top tier breakfast.
Wow.
So shout out to, I guess it'd be University
So
Park.
the pluses and minuses of driving through Highland Park while black.
Exactly. Free stay and a cinnamon roll in the morning. The amount of resolve in the guy's voice when he was just like, yeah, it's just my license plate was dirty was pretty sad.
Yeah.
He's like, yep, that's it. What else you know?
Yeah. People get pulled over for that all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, why did they get this guy out of the car if he just had mud on his license?
No chance.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's so they could check the car.
Yeah, and
like they did.
And they did, and they pulled, and they opened up like his glove compartment.
Where were you exactly? Because it doesn't sound like Southlake. If you started heading towards Dallas, you would be out of Southlake in about half a second.
Well, from where we are, like I'm leaving from Kimball, and it wasn't long.
Okay.
I might have said 10 minutes, but it was less than 5 minutes.
Okay.
It was right there. It was like right at like Northwest Highway
movie theater.
Basically, yes, like right there.
Okay.
And then they
wow,
they pulled him over. I don't know. Like I don't know what the normal. I don't know what would have happened if they would have arrested him.
You would have been sitting there, and they would have called a cab, or they would have driven you to, off
so
the highway.
So now I have to get in a cop car.
What if you showed up in a Southlake police car?
Yeah.
See, they were looking for a reason to arrest him, and they actually just couldn't find one.
It felt like that.
Yeah.
But they would have checked your pockets like before they put you in the back.
He was being very cool. All they could find is a dirty license. They couldn't find anything in the car. They couldn't arrest him. What would they have arrested?
I was this close to bringing a vape.
And workers aren't present. Isn't there like a whole this is the speed limit, or I guess it's the fine will double if people were present. But
I don't
this
even know
time
where
of
you're
day
talking.
Weekend,
I'm trying to think of where there's not major construction over there.
It's not even major construction. Cones. I think it's just like they put up the sign at night on the weekend because anything that they do, that's when they do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But no one was out doing stuff.
I never felt like anyone was at risk.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. But yeah, shout out to my dude.
All right.
I guess he made it.
Well, I'm sorry, Dan. We may have to add this to the community list. Maybe not as diverse as we were going to hope for earlier, but maybe just as oppressive as one might imagine. So you add this to the landscaper list, and a lot of knocks against Southlake right now.
All right. Well, what are you going to do?
Don't want me.